Ohai. Rovaniemi, the city and municipality in Finland, the administrative center of the province Lappi. After merging in 2006 with Rovaniemi, rural municipality of Rovaniemi became the 12th largest city of Finland and the first in-area city of Europe. Geography. The city of Rovaniemi is located in 8 km to the south of a polar circle, in the place of merge of 2 large northern rivers, Arnasioki and Kemijoki. Distance to Helsinki -800 km to street. Petersburg -1025 km. Rovaniemi, the biggest city in Europe on the area, 16 square kilometers, because of inclusion in the city of nearby territories. Temperate climate. Snow cover lies on average 180 days a year. November, April. Average temperature of January -11.8 C. An absolute minimum -45.3 C. July +15.2 C. An absolute maximum +30.6 C. Average annual temperature +0.6 C. From September to March in the neighborhood of the city it is possible to observe a polar light. The most ancient settlement on the place of the modern city is dated the 11th century. The first mention of the city belongs to 1453. The name comes from Lappish Rove, that means the Zaleseni hill. From the moment of the basis of Rovaniemi became the high-growth settlement, the center of development of trade and formation of the region. At the beginning of the 19th century the city received an additional boost to development in connection with increase in interest in the Lappish natural wealth. New immigrants were attracted by large leserazabatka and timber raftings. Gold rush became the reason of a bigger interest in the city. As a result of Rovaniemi became the large economic center of the province. In 1944 during the Lappish War the city was razed almost to the ground by the German troops under 50. Randalik's command, however, upon termination of war of Rovaniemi was restored. In 1960 Rovaniemi received the status of the city. In 1970 the city became the venue of the 6th Winter Universiade. Population 2001495516, 2007546669, 2011 2015 60013. Economy. Nadbo Audio, the producer of a karaoke players, mixer devices, acoustics for a karaoke. Columns, amplifiers, subwoofers, microphones and other equipment for a karaoke. Architecture and sites. The special role in formation of architecture of Rovaniemi belongs to Alvar Aalto. Thanks to him in the city such constructions as the building of the city administration, theatre and library appeared. In Rovaniemi there are art galleries, the museums, and other cultural constructions. One of the most recognizable sites of the city is the Arcticum Cultural Center, opened in 1992 on the riverbank of Arnasioki. In this center the museums are located and the exhibitions devoted to Lapland are held. In the city the bridge, the raftsman's candle, Tutkankantila, with the eternal flame, the Lapland Palace. The Church of Rovaniemi, the building of municipality and library conceived as a uniform cultural complex are built. The Museum of Local Lore of Poikil shows customs and describes occupations of residents of northern Finland in the 19th century, for example, catching of a salmon and reindeer breeding. In art, the Museum Raumantai Museo exhibitions of the modern art of the countries of the Baltic Sea are held. In the Museum of the Wood of Lapland, being under the open sky, it is possible to learn about life of the Lappish woodcutters and raftsmen in the first half of the 20th century. The church of the 15th century, the Lacy Room, and the exposition devoted to navigation in the Old Town Hall, houses of the shipowner and the seaman, Lendstreamamuna Art Museum, the Museum Rauma, the Museum of the Potter also treat local attractions. List of sites: Santa Claus's Village, Santa Park. The Arcticum Center is the museum. The Regional Museum of Lapland. Scientific Center. The Arctic Center is built in 1992. The Zoological Ranwa Park, the most northern zoo in the world. It is located in an hour of driving from Rovaniemi. Here it is possible to see representatives more than 50 types of northern fauna. Art Museum of Rovaniemi. The Lappish Museum of the Wood, the museum under the open sky among the mountains covered with the woods. Exhibits tell about traditions, life and work of the Lappish woodcutters and raftsmen in 1900, the 1950th years. Evangelical Lutheran Church. Orthodox Church of St. Andrew the Apostle Pervasvani. The Amethyst Luosto Mine. 130 km from Rovaniemi on the north. Yakinkiantal Bridge. The Raftsman's Candle, one of symbols of Rovaniemi. The Museum of Local Lore of Poikil reproduces a situation of country life of northern Finland of the 19th century. A river threshold, one of the most beautiful on the Unsjoki River. The index, polar circle, is at northern entry into the city. On the index, exact geographical coordinates of a point where it is given. The central square of the city is called in honor the Lordi group Hard Rock after her victory at the competition, Eurovisions, in 2006. Education. In Rovaniemi, the most northern is located in Finland and the University, the Lappish University. The Scientific Arctic Center, which is a part of the Arcticum Center, is a part of the university. In 2014 in the city, the Lappish University of Applied Sciences formed of two universities of northern Finland, the University of Applied Sciences of Rovaniemi and the University of Applied Sciences Kemi-Tornio was created. In the city, the headquarters of the University of the Arctic, the international consortium of the universities which are engaged in studying of technologies for northern territories, is also located. Sport. In the city, several football clubs are based. One of them is Rovaniemi Palloseura, which highest achievement is the second place in the Championship of Finland 2015-2018, and a victory in the Cup 1986-2013. Other club is Santa Claus, the third division. They play the matches at Kaskaskentia Stadium. The hockey club Rovaniemi Kiekko, which home stadium is the Arena of Lapland, acts in the second hockey league of Finland. The most titled club of the city is the Volleyball Koppa, acting in the Championship of Finland, which won it 4 times. 2003, 2007, 2008, 2011. In the city, the Winter Universiade of 1970, for which many sporting venues were reconstructed, was held. Also in Rovaniemi, several international ski competitions which take place in the ski center Anasvara were held. Among competitions, it is possible to distinguish the Ski Sports 1984 World Cup, several World Cup stages in Nordic combined, and the Continental Cup, the Ski Sports World Cup from juniors of 2005. Transport. In Rovaniemi there is a railway station operating since 1909. In 10 km from the city, the International Airport of Rovaniemi is located. Bus traffic to Russia is carried out by the Murmansk-Antitrans motorcade No. 1443 organization of the city of Kandalaksha of Murmansk region for a route Kandalaksha, Kemiarvi, Rovaniemi. Also there is a bus route Murmansk, Ivalo, Rovaniemi. Construction of the railroad from Rovaniemi to the Norwegian port of Kirkenes on the Barents Sea 529 km long is planned. As the city is located at confluence of Aunasjoki and Kemijoki, for development of the city there was a need of construction of bridge crossings. Soranputin Bridge, which in 1925 connected the city to the small island of Sorankilia separated from him by the Kemijoki River, became one of the first bridges. This bridge became the only thing which remained following the results of the Lappish War. In 1930 automobile and railway Sutarinkorvan Bridge was built, and in 1934 Unaskaski Bridge through Kemijoki, which were destroyed by the German troops in 1944 and are restored by 1951. In 1967 Aunasjoen Bridge through the Aunasjoki River, which assumed the traffic flows which are going north Finland, was built. The largest and known bridge of the city was opened in 1989, Jätkiankiantalia, which crosses the Kemijoki River. It became an important transport and tourist object. In the summer hikes, boat campaigns on the rivers, visit of reindeer breeding farms are offered tourists. In the winter, different types of winter holidays. Cross-country and mountain skiing, a snowboard, driving on servine and dog sleds. Traditionally it is considered that Santa Claus, in Finland Jalupikiki, lives in Lapland, which capital is Rovaniemi. It led to transformation of Rovaniemi into the international tourist center, calculated generally on children and their parents. Rovaniemi, the hometown of Jalupikki. His residence, the most popular place of visit of tourists in the winter. Besides, in Rovaniemi skiing competitions at the highest level are held. By December 31, 2011, the total number of transitions of border through two most northern border checkpoints of Finland, Sal and Rajasepi, Lotta, was more than 256,000 tourists against 182,000 in 2010. And in the first 1.5 weeks of January 2012 to Rovaniemi to do shopping, there arrived about 20-30,000 tourists from Russia, that is 20-30% more than for the same period of 2011. Also far. Write comments. Read comments. Interesting people will tell interesting stories. All of good mood and good luck.